Hi everyone, welcome to Amanda's Booktopia, featuring me, Amanda, of course. I'm just messing. Take it away to the first person who's going to tell you my first book.
Hi Amanda, thank you so much for wanting me to recommend you a book for your October TBR. I am so honored that you wanted me to pick a book for you. And I couldn't decide on just one book, so I have two, so you can pick whatever you're in the mood for. But I tried to stay with your spooky theme that you were looking for and a book that was available either in print or audio. So both of these fit that parameter. So I hope you like whichever one you end up picking. If you're in the mood for a little bit of horrific romance, I suggest Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. This is a very unique fantasy romance from a monster's perspective. It is somehow cozy yet creepy, horrifying yet heartwarming. It has some asexual representation in it, and it was just the most delightful little read while also being gruesome and creepy. But if you're looking for something with a little bit more of a thriller murder mystery aspect, I'm going to recommend my favorite book so far of the year, and that is In the Hour of Crows by Dana Elmendorf. So this is a super quick read. It wouldn't take you any time at all to get through. This has such gothic southern vibes with some witchy elements to it, about a girl who can talk the death out of people and the family secrets and the town secrets that she is uncovering. And the atmosphere was perfect for October. So whichever one you choose to go with, I hope you enjoy it. Have a great October and happy reading. Bye.
All right, so the only one I've heard of is Someone You Could Build a Nest In. That's the only one I've heard of out of the two. And I've heard good things about that one. However, the other one, that one sounds even more interesting. I might have to try that second one, the one that you said is witchy vibes. Because I'm down for a witchy good time, so I think I might have to go with that second one that you mentioned. I think In the Hour of Crows. I think that's the one I'm going to go with. Because that one sounds really interesting. I might have to get the audio for this, especially since you said it was a short one. So I think I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to try to find an audio of it because that sounds really good. And I think I'd have a good time with that one. So I'm very excited. So thank you, Becky, for choosing that for me. I cannot wait to give this one a read.
Hey Amanda, first of all, thank you so much for including me in this video. I am so honored to be included. The book that I would love for you to read, I don't know if this is going to come as a shock to you or not, but I have not stopped ranting and raving about this book. This has gone above and beyond a 5-star read for me. This is a 6-star read for me, and I'm so excited for you to read it. This one is Lulu's Cafe by T.I. Lowe. Now, I don't normally recommend this because it is a very deep emotional read, but I know you read just about everything and anything, so I thought it was a safe bet, but I'm looking forward to you reading this. This had me intrigued from chapter 1, so I hope you absolutely love it.
Lulu's Cafe. I know I've heard Laura talk about this on her channel before. I remember her saying how great it was. But I never thought it'd be something I would normally pick up. But Laura's recommending it. So maybe it's time for try something a little bit different. I think this could be an interesting read. I don't know anything about it whatsoever. But I'm going to give it a shot. I might try to see if I can find the audio. Because lately I've been in an audio kick. So I think I'm going to go find the audio for Lulu's Cafe and give this one a go. I think it's going to be an interesting ride for sure. Because Laura's the only person I've heard talk about this book. Only person. So I'm excited to see what this book has to offer. And I can't wait to tell Laura all my thoughts once I finish it.
Hey Amanda, my pick for the October suggestion is going to be Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan because it sounds hilarious and just so good. You're a book lover and then you pass into the world of your favorite novel, though not as the person you think you're going to be, because villain, and she just looks so cool. In case somebody else picked this though, I also would suggest Night of the Witch by the two authors. I read this one last year and it was a very good YA enemies to lovers romance. It does read YA except for the romance part. But otherwise, historical vibes in Germany, all the things. It was really pretty well done. And the sequel to the duology comes out in October.
Well, that's perfect because both of those books are actually in a potential fall TBR. So that's even better. Since I can't choose which one I want to go with, I'm just going to let myself throw both of them in because I can't decide. I wanted to read both this fall anyway. So Long Live Evil and Night of the Witch will be included because honestly, I can't pick just one out of those two because I really want to read them both. So, however, if one gets read and one doesn't, I'll just move one over into November because I really do want to read them both. So, regardless, both Night of the Witch and Long Live Evil will be in my October TBR, and whatever I don't read, I'll just move into the next month. So thank you so much, Morgan. I cannot wait to read these.
Hello, my name is Sam. You can find me at Sam's Bookish Faves on Booktube and Instagram. Thank you so much, Amanda, for asking me to be in this video to help pick your October TBR. I think the book that I'm picking today is very selfish of me. However, it is not talked about enough in my opinion, and I am the only one in our entire friend group who has already read it. So I just want to shove it down people's throats. So if you read it and you don't like it, I don't hear you. I don't. But the book that I'm picking today is One and Only by Carla Sorensen. This is a marriage of convenience single dad romance following Greer and Beckett, who are under the guise that they're going to marry each other for a year for their own respective benefits. And obviously, a little more happens. So I'm super excited for you to read this one, to hear all your thoughts. Again, thank you so much for picking me, and I hope you enjoy.
Okay, I wasn't expecting a romance because I was thinking October, fallish, spooky-ish, for the season. So I was not thinking Sam was going to pick a romance. But I'm okay with it because I know she's been saying, she's told me repeatedly before that she wants me to read it. And as far as she knows, nobody else has read it but her amongst our friends. So I am interested in seeing how this one goes. I don't think I've ever read a book by Carla Sorensen before. Not that I recall. But I decided to give this one a shot. Maybe I'll see if I can borrow it on Libby. Because I don't. Or unless I can find an audiobook. Maybe there's an audiobook. I'll see if Libby has an audiobook for it. So I'm definitely interested in reading this one. I know Sam has been shouting to the rooftops for a while now that this is one of her favorite romances. And so I'm excited to give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. So thank you, Sam, for giving me this book. I'm excited to read it.
Hey Amanda, this is Bookish Daddy. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to pick a book for you to read, and I have the perfect one. So I went through your previous video and saw that you have been wanting to read Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan, and I too have this on my TBR. I think for fall, this is going to be one of the best reads, and I would like for you to do a review on it. Just quick, it says, a tale for anyone who's ever fallen for the villain. This lady is dying, and she's given the chance to enter the world of any of her favorite fantasies that she reads, and she gets to pick one and live in it as like a second chance. I can't think of anything that sounds better. So I hope you enjoy it.
That's kind of funny that he picked Long Live Evil, because Morgan gave me 2 books, Long Live Evil and Night of the Witch. So I guess the book I'm going to pick from Morgan is Night of the Witch, because Bookish Daddy, Josh, gave me Long Live Evil. So this works perfect. I wanted to read both books anyways. So this works out absolutely perfect. I cannot wait to read Long Live Evil just because it gives me the same vibes as Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. For those who have never read that, it's very, very similar to Long Live Evil, where they jump into a book and they're a character in somebody else's world. So I'm very much excited for this one. I cannot wait to read Long Live Evil, and I'll most definitely be doing a review just because he asked me to. And I am so excited for this one.
Hey Amanda, it's Mel from Melanor Reads. Thank you so much for asking me to pick a book for you for your October TBR. I looked at your fall TBR list, and I know because you commented on a video of mine that you are very interested in reading The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. So I'm going to be suggesting this one for you. This is following our female main character who wants nothing to do with the gods, but she gets roped into a competition and has to fight in the crucible for the god of death, Hades. This is such a fun ride. If you love like trials and competition, then I think you will absolutely love this. Super high action and a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what you think.
This is perfect. Thank you so much, Mel. I've been wanting to get this, as I wanted to get to this book as soon as possible. So this is absolutely perfect. I did watch the video where she mentioned she read it and watched her review on it. And I'm glad you remember that I commented on that video, because I am so psyched and I cannot wait to read The Games Gods Play. I've read another book from the same author, and that's one of my favorites of all time. So I am very, very, very excited to read The Games Gods Play. And because there's trials and competitions, those are buzzwords for me. So that is absolutely perfect. So thanks so much, Mel. I cannot wait to get to this.
Hi guys, it's Jess from Honest Fiction, and my friend Amanda asked me if I could help choose a book for her to read in October. I immediately thought of Wolfsong by TJ Klune. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Wolfsong, we are following Ox, who was told his entire life growing up that he wasn't going to get shit out of life. He's just lived a very isolated life with really only a few close friends, including his mom and then his boss. Well, one day he is walking home from work, he's around 16 years old, and he sees this cute little 10-year-old boy who immediately tells Ox that he smells like sunshine and rainbows and candy canes, and begs Ox to come home and meet his family. So Ox agrees and meets Joe's entire family, the Bennett family, only to discover that they are actually a family of werewolves. And on top of that, Joe is actually the next in line to become alpha of the pack. And even more curious, Joe actually had not spoken for 2 years prior to meeting Ox. So as the story progresses, Joe and Ox's friendship slowly turns into a romance. It is an MM romance. And then tragedy strikes and they have to separate. And the story goes from there. I love everything about this book. I love the found family. I love Ox's growth and the werewolf shifters. It is just such a beautiful story. Now, I know Amanda did DNF House in the Cerulean Sea, which is another book by TJ Klune, but I really hope you give this book a try. It is so unbelievably good and perfect for October.
That was a bit of a surprise, because normally I know Jess really did like this book, but there were others that I really thought you'd gravitate towards even more. But I'm not mad about this, because I've been wanting to read this series, and this is Clint's favorite series ever. Clint from Reads Readers, he's one of my besties, and he absolutely adores TJ Klune. He loves Wolfsong more than anything. This whole series is like his entire being. And this was a gift from him as well. If you watched my more recent book haul, I believe that was in that book haul, because he gifted it to me. So I am actually excited to try this one, even though I wasn't crazy about the House in the Cerulean Sea. But I did enjoy Under the Whispering Door by the same author. So maybe I'll like this one. I'm very excited to give it a shot. I'm hoping Wolfsong will be potentially a new favorite. At least I am hoping, because I love werewolf stories. And so I'm really hoping this is going to be something great that I'm really going to love. So thank you, Jess, for picking this one. I cannot wait to see if I'm going to like this. And I cannot wait to read it. So thank you so much, Jess. I cannot wait to read it.
Hey, Amanda, and the people watching Amanda's video. My name is Stephanie from the channel Stephanie's Bookverse, and the book I would like you to read in the month of October is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chachki. I read this book last year sometime, and I absolutely adored it. This book is so beautifully written, and I love the thriller aspects to it. It follows this man who got married, and now they are going back to his wife's hometown, and he is learning a lot of secrets and figuring out a lot about his wife's past. We have dual timelines with like in the past and in the present with the husband, and I absolutely loved this book. I was so drawn into this world. I thought that the feelings of this kind of almost magical realism that was happening in this book were so intriguing, and I could not put this book down. I absolutely loved it, and I really hope that you love it as well. The book that I would like you to read for the month of October is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. I read this book maybe about a year ago, and I really enjoyed it. The writing is so beautiful in this book, and it pulls you into this gothic world of Dracula and vampires. It has a poly romance between Dracula and his brides, his companions, and it's a really interesting take on the Dracula story and the way that they lived, were viewed, and the way that his companions and wives experienced their time with this really legendary figure. I loved the author's take on it. I liked how emotional this book was, and overall this was just such a fun, intriguing read. I just flew through this book. I think I read it in a day, if I remember correctly. Plus, I think this is really fitting for the month of October because it has those dark, spooky vampire vibes. So this is my pick for you, and I really hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for asking me to choose a book for your October TBR.
All right, so we got two that she decided to give me, and she said I could pick from either one, and I'm kind of gravitating towards A Dowry of Blood, also because Brief Before Pausing the Book also recommended it to me, and I already own it, so kind of leaning towards that one a little bit more. Plus, it's vampires, and vampires is perfect for the month of October. The Last Tale of the Flower Bride I've heard really good things about, so if I don't already own it, and I know The Last Tale of the Flower Bride is actually on the shorter side, so it could be a very fast read if I got the audio for it. I'm not really sure which one I should go towards, but I'm thinking I might want to do A Dowry of Blood, just because not only did Stephanie pick it, but Bree also recommended it. So that's two recommendations for one book compared to the other one. So I think I'm going to go with A Dowry of Blood this time. So thank you, Stephanie, for choosing this one. I am very much looking forward to giving it a go and seeing my thoughts on it. So I've heard nothing but amazing things. So thank you for picking it, and I cannot wait to dive into this story.
Hi everybody, my name is Karina, and you can find me at She Dreams in Words here on YouTube and Instagram. I'm so excited to be a part of today's video. My first selection for your TBR is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. This is such a beautiful, atmospheric, and quite romantic vampire story. It does have some darker themes, so just keep that in mind when you decide to pick this one up. But I really hope you love it, and I think it's the perfect addition to your October TBR. My backup option for you to pick up in October is one that I haven't read yet, but one that I'm very excited to get to. So I'm going to have you pick it up sooner than later so I know how quickly I need to put this on the TBR for myself. But my next pick for you for your October TBR is The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. I know you love a game element in your books, so I hope this one delivers, and I hope this one might even become a new favorite of yours. Thank you so much, Amanda, for asking me to be a part of this video. I really hope your October brings so many 5-star reads and some new favorites along the way. Happy reading!
Thank you so much, Karina, for giving me both of these books, since they've both been recommended. I cannot wait to dive into both of these books. These will be high on my priority list, and I cannot wait to read them both.
Hello Amanda, thank you so much for including me in your picks for your TBR for October. I hope that you love everything that everybody picks for you. I it was hard to choose. You have some really great picks on your list. Not much of them I have read, but definitely a lot that are on my radar and ones that I really want to pick up. But I think the one that I want you to read the most would be Games Gods Play, just because that one sounds so incredibly good. I also have it on my TBR. It's one that I would love to read in the fall. And because you already read a book by this author, I think that this would be a great one for you to read. And since it's a priority read, I figured what better extra motivation than to pick this one up. I really hope that you enjoy it, and hopefully it's a brand new fave and you love it as much as you loved the first book you read by this author. And if that one has already been picked and you need a backup read, my next pick would be Wolfsong by TJ Klune. You know how much I absolutely adore Wolfsong and the series as a whole. It has a special place in my heart, and I feel like the fact that you haven't read it yet is absolutely crazy. I think that you will fall in love with those characters and that world, and it's a perfect fall read. Just be ready to have some tissues by your side because it is definitely an emotional roller coaster. And if by some chance miracle that one is already picked by somebody else, my next recommendation would be Long Live Evil, just because that literally screams the perfect fall read. Something about the vibes and the cover and the ambiance of that story just screams fall, and it feels like the perfect book to pick up in October. So if my first two choices were already picked, Long Live Evil would be my third and final backup choice. Thank you again so much for including me in your October reads. I hope you love everything, and good luck this month. Hopefully you're able to read a bunch and love everything.
That's kind of funny because all 3 books that she's picked, others have already picked as well. I just think it's hilarious that people seem to pick the same books, either that they think I'll love or that they want me to read because they want to hear like reviews on it, or for whatever reason. I just feel like these books have been so popular. I don't know, very many people have picked Wolfsong. I think only one other person did. So since Long Live Evil has been picked twice by 2 other booktubers, and Games Gods Play has also been picked by 2 others, I guess Kalani would be the second for Wolfsong. So I'll just pull Wolfsong, and looks like I have a bunch of priority reads, because all the books that have been chosen multiple times must mean that I have to prioritize them. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be prioritizing all the popular ones, and then we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping there are going to be some good ones in there, and I'm very excited to try Wolfsong for the first time, so I am excited to see how I'm going to like it, because it's Clint's favorite. So we'll see how that goes. I'm very excited.
Ah, Amanda. Long time no see, though I must admit, you have haunted my TBR game for quite some time now, which is why today I shall have my revenge upon you by selecting a book that you must read, or else. I actually watched your fall TBR video just to get an idea of what you're prioritizing this season, and I picked a book from that list, not having read it, simply because I thought the synopsis was very interesting, and that book is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. I found the idea of telling the story of Dracula's first bride fascinating and also very original. I think the tone and the atmosphere is perfect for this season, and it's actually a book that I would read myself. However, on the off chance that somebody has already picked this book for you, I wanted to suggest another one that I have read myself and loved, and that is Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. This is a YA fantasy that is very gloomy, very atmospheric, perfect for this season. It has a great setting, very gripping lore, very interesting plot, and one of the most original and likable female main characters in YA ever. I absolutely love this book. I think it's perfect for the fall, and I highly recommend it. So you can either choose one of them or read both of them. It's totally up to you. I wish you a great reading month, a beautiful October, and I'm very much looking forward to your wrap-up video. Bye!
This is great. A Dowry of Blood has been picked so many times. People really want me to read this book. However, she did give me a backup, which is Vespertine. And I have read another book from this author and really enjoyed it. But I also read another one besides that one and DNF that one. But I guess this one's going to be the make it or break it for me with this author. Because I read Sorcery of Thorns by this author as well, and really enjoyed that. I have not yet read the next book that has been more recently released, but I did read I can't talk. I did read an Enchantment of Ravens, also from that author. And that's the one that I DNF'd. I didn't get into that one. However, I have heard good things about Vespertine. And I never tried it before. So at least it's a book that is not already been picked yet, which is great because I need some more of those. And I'm really excited to give Vespertine a go. I've heard nothing but great things, and I think it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. And this will definitely be my make it or break it with the author and decide if she's an author I'm going to continue reading from. So I haven't read anything from this author in quite some time. So I'm excited to jump back into another one of her books and see what I think. So I am very excited. So thank you so much, Sylvia. I cannot wait to read it.
Hey Amanda, thank you so much for asking me to be a part of picking your October TBR. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I was a little selfish with my choice because I picked Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay, and I know it's a little selfish, like I said, because you and I are buddy reading this in October, but it just felt perfect for me to pick this since we are buddy reading it. But I'm really excited to read this one and go back to the 1990s and get really spooked with this story. So I hope we love it.
I'm so excited that Dana picked our buddy read for this because I've been wanting to get to it since I bought it. And it's perfect because we both grew up in the 90s and the book's set in the 90s. And it has all the spooky fall and horror vibes that I am so here for. So I am really, really, really happy that Dana picked our buddy read for this. And I cannot wait to see if we think the same on this book. Because sometimes with thrillers, we don't always have the exact same opinion. But that's what makes it fun when we talk about it afterwards. So I am so excited that Dana picked our buddy read. And thank you so much, Dana. I cannot wait to read it.
Hi, bestie. So the book that I'm going to choose is Starling House by Alex Haro. I saw that you were going to do a buddy read with Nikki on it, and I just want to hear your thoughts on it. So yes, that is the book that I am going to choose for you to read.
I've heard really good things about this one, and I've been wanting to try it. And if Nikki is still up for this buddy read, Nikki, let me know in the comments if you're still interested in doing it. If not, that's okay too. But I am still looking forward to reading Starling House because it gives all the gothic fall vibes and it's good, perfect for spooky time. And I am so down to read Starling House. So thank you, Jasmine, for this pick. I cannot wait to see what I think of it. So this is going to be a fun time.
Hey girl, it's me, Lindsay. First of all, before I get into my recommendations, thank you so much for asking me to recommend a fall book to you. I'm so honored and I can't wait to see what you choose. But to jump right into it, in true Lindsay fashion, I decided to overcomplicate things and give you a couple of different recommendations from different categories. So for my romance recommendation, if you're looking for a cute little fall romance, I'm going to give you Maybe Meant to Be by K.L. Walther, mostly because I've heard that her writing is adorable, and also tell me this isn't the cutest fall cover that you've ever seen in your life. So let me know how it is because I haven't read it yet. Next, for our fantasy recommendation, I am giving you Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. I know this was on your fall want to read list, and I also want to read it, so I would love to hear your thoughts on it. This cover is beautiful, but tell me this isn't just like a really cool fantasy fall vibe. And then for my mystery thriller recommendation, I actually don't have them right now because they're currently being borrowed by some family members, but I'm going to give you two options. I'm going to give you a slightly older one, which is Last Word by Taylor Adams. If you've already read that one, because I know it's a bit older, I'm going to give you Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. Similar to Long Live Evil, I have not read it yet, and I would love to hear your thoughts and whether or not I should waste my time. So thanks again for thinking of me. Bye, girl, and happy reading.
Out of all these choices, there's only one book I have not read. Well, actually, technically, there's more than that, but she gave me a bunch of suggestions, which is great. However, Long Live Evil has already been chosen, Horror Movie has already been chosen, and I've already read The Last Word by Taylor Adams, so the only one left on this list that I have not yet read is Maybe Meant to Be by K.L. Walther, so I'll definitely be getting the audio to this one, as I do not own this yet. But it sounds very cozy, very fall-like, and I'm very excited to try this book because I have another book from this author that I do own that I have not yet read. So I'm very willing to give this author a chance. And I've heard nothing but great things. And I could definitely use a fall romance since I don't really have any, I don't think, on my list currently. So I am very excited to give Maybe Meant to Be a go. I'm hoping it's going to be a great time. I cannot wait to try out this book. So thank you so much, Lindsay. I cannot wait to see what this book is all about.
Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much for asking me to choose a book for your TBR. I looked at your fall TBR video. I perused your GoodReads. You probably saw me add you on there. And I feel like we have very similar tastes when it comes to the books that we want to read in the fall time. So I didn't see this one in your video or on your GoodReads, but I'm pretty confident it's one you're going to like because I love it so much. One of my best books of the year. And I hope it'll be easy for you to track down. It did come out this year, so we will see, but it's Dreadful. And this is one of those books that seems to be popular this year where you're getting the perspective of a villain. But in this case, he wakes up one day and he forgets everything about his past and he hates himself. He hates everything that his past self has done and he's kind of snowballing and trying to change things, but obviously everybody hates his guts. And he's like the king of this realm and he's hosting a party of some kind. I won't get into too many details. And we see his staff and how they're kind of reacting to the changes in him and maybe a love interest as well. But I know that humor can be so hit or miss for people and it's so subjective. But I'm really picky with humor and I thought that this was perfect. I can't wait for her next book. I'm curious to see what you think of it and to see all of the other books that are going to be on your TBR. So fingers crossed that you love it and that you can find a copy of it.
This is actually an interesting pick. I've heard a lot about this book and people are raving about it. So I'm actually very excited about this particular book. I mean, this was on my radar, but I wasn't looking to read it right away. But this gives me an opportunity to try something a little bit different. So I'm excited to try Dreadful. I will most definitely be looking for an audiobook because I'm definitely interested to see if this is something I could like. And I don't usually read a lot of humor in books either, but it sounds interesting. So I am definitely looking forward to giving this book a shot. So thank you, Kristen, for choosing Dreadful. I'm looking forward to see where my thoughts lie on it. And I will most definitely do a special video talking about it and maybe an upcoming vlog or something like that. Just for you, Kristen. So thank you for suggesting this. I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. Again, I want to thank all these awesome booktubers for adding books to my October TBR. And I am excited for each and every one. Of course, there was some overlap, as you guys all saw. However, that just means the overlap, those books are going to be prioritized. So those books I will most definitely be getting to, for sure. And I'm very excited to read them all. And then there's also a couple more books that have not been shared yet in this video that I plan on getting to in October. First is my Fiction Falls book club pick. And me and Clint run this book club. And we are reading Contract Bound by Elle May. I am very excited for this. This is a vampire female-female relationship. And one's a vampire and one's a vampire hunter. So it gives Serpent and Dove vibes, but with vampires. And we are very excited to read this in the month of October. Hopefully we will be doing a live show. We haven't discussed dates for that yet. However, we will get back to you guys with the date once we know for sure. And then also for the Sweeney Readers Romance Book Club, their pick is Be Still My Heart. And I will put up a picture in the corner so you can see what it looks like. We are reading that as a romantic suspense. And I got the audiobook already. And I am definitely looking forward to trying this one. Because I have never read this book. And I don't think I've ever read from the authors before either. So this will be my first time into trying a book by these authors. And I'm looking forward to seeing where this one goes, for sure. And then one more book club pick is for the Thrills and Chills book club. We are reading The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. And I will also put a picture up for this one as well. And I have never read from Ashley Winstead before. So this will be my first foray into her books. And I already have the audio, and I'm definitely excited to see where this one goes. And I know this one has a cult in it, and I don't always love cult books. However, I'm willing to give this one a go and see how this one goes, and see where this one takes me. And I'm looking forward to trying out Ashley Winstead for the first time. And after those 3 books, that's it. That's everything. So I will be prioritizing my book club books as well as the overlap on some of the picks throughout this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this October TBR. This was a really, really fun time asking booktubers to pick for me. If you guys like this kind of a video, if you want to see me do this again, definitely let me know down in the comments, because I think this was so fun. And reacting to all the books was really, really fun for me as well. So if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content and more videos like this in the near future, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you on the next one.